Well, hello everyone, and welcome to Hogarth's Global Astrology. Know your planets, know yourself, or know your nation, know yourself. And this is the next installment of Thursday Fry Up. So, first of all, apologies. I put the time wrong. Yeah, honestly, guys, I've been very busy with clients today. It's been a very busy day. It's been fascinating. Of course, everyone's chart is unique. And the insights, my goodness, as K2 gets closer to the sun in my chart, remember K2 is otherworldliness, deep research, all of this kind of stuff. It's just been epic. It has just been absolutely epic. And I've been doing lots of stuff on the fly. So I've been fully booked out today, getting everything done, of course, in between while I can and all of that stuff. So when I was setting up the time for the Thursday fry up, it just went to the time that I actually set the thing up. I forgot to actually put in what is now 10:30 p.m. my time. So apologies, guys. If you guys have been waiting around. Jenny W. And she said, is your start time correct? I've been waiting for half an hour. Oh, perdoneme. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. But of course, I've started now. And so really, literally, all I've had time to do is reply a thank you to the questions. Here, I've got them out here. I've literally had to print them out, just print them out. I've not had time to number them, anything like that. So this is a proper fly by the seat of the pants type show tonight. But I know you guys don't mind that, because, you like it when I just let rip and get stuck in. Let me just even have a grab for my cards. So have a grab for my cards. Let's have a grab for Shakespeare, because we'll probably need him today. And we're going to actually just dive in to the thing. Also, as well, of course, please don't forget as well to like and subscribe and press the bell notification so you get notified whenever my videos are on. And you know what? It really helps. Honestly, you guys, you're really helping the channel. I really appreciate it as well. And of course, also as well, if you're not able to donate or anything like that, of course, there's no obligation. Just watch an ad. If the ad is 20 minutes, don't watch it, obviously. But if you watch 10 to 11 seconds, it helps. Yeah, it really does help. So I want to thank you as well. I want to thank as well the new subscribers and also as well just the general love and support. You guys have really been enjoying this show. Normally I start with a funny quote, don't I? So let me just dig out. I'm just going to close my eyes and read the first quote I see. Give me a minute. Un momento. Because as you know, I like to read from this book, the funniest quotations to brighten every day, because isn't the world just hellish right now? Just absolute hellish. Now, look, I left the book open at that page face down, so it's flopped that way. So let me just see. I'm just going to read the first thing I see. Let's see. What does it say here? Oh, this is interesting. So this is under the section of motivation. We don't have to be defined by the things we did or didn't do in our past. Some people allow themselves to be controlled by regret. Maybe it's a regret, maybe it's not. It's merely something that happened. Get over it. That's what Pittacus Law said. Oh, that's quite deep, isn't it? I was expecting something funny. Here we are, and another quote here is, only after you've stepped outside your comfort zone that you begin to change, grow, and transform. Isn't this kind of pertinent and kind of relevant in a way to kind of what's going on in the Middle East? Don't you think? Could that talk about the relationship between Palestine and Israel? Wow. Okay, and then someone here, sometimes you just have to put on lip gloss and pretend to be psyched. And that's Mindy Carling. Interesting. I was expecting something a bit more funny, but as you saw, close my eyes, open the page there. I think there was a wider message there. All right, let's see who's in the house, who's joining me this evening. Many of you are actually flowing in already. And again, guys, apologies for not putting the right time up, but just know in general Thursday fry up is going to be like 10:30 11:30 p.m. my time, sort of like more your evenings. etc. So, oh, I've just got a message here from a friend. Oh, all right, I can't reply to that message now. I'll have to reply to him afterwards. Oh God, actually, 1 minute. Oh my God, I can't believe this. Give me just a quick second here. 1 second. Yes, absolutely, because it's Halloween. Yes, yes, absolutely. Yes, absolutely. And I put here, see you on Saturday. See you on Saturday. There. Had to do that. That's my friend Mark, who's going to be, he lives out of London and he needs to crash on the sofa. So obviously, if he sent me a message, I don't want to leave it too late. I can't believe I just did a WhatsApp live on the screen. Let's see who is with me. Oh my gosh, is that a donation? Oh my goodness. Shinobi running to, I know who that is. It's Murch. Oh my God, Murchy Birch. I've known Andrew since primary school. Thanks, Murch. Oh, look, it's me, Andrew, your best mate, of course. Mwah! Much love, bruv. That's amazing. Thanks so much for that. Who else do we have in the house? We've got Diane Green. We've got Lilith Murray. We've got GM Dave staying here. Hello, everyone. And all that stuff. I'll read out more of you. You're all piling in. Let's get on with the show, which is really what you guys want to see. Read. Now, when we look here, I've just printed things out. Now, normally I go through the questions and I just number them. And do you know what? Oh, there's this dreadful story. I think let's get maybe the worst one out of the way first. So this is coming from Estelle Hartington. Estelle Hartington, thank you so much for your question. She says, I live in Maine. There's a manhunt as we speak for a mass shooter with an AR-15. Oh my God, another one. 18 dead, it says here, 13 injured and 3 in critical condition. The shooter's name is Robert Carr or Card. I think I saw something about Card. Do you see them locating him anytime soon? So far, they have his car only. He has mental illness and was hospitalized. There's a bit more on there, but in the printout, it didn't print out. So let's just see. Do you see them locating him anytime soon? Well, it's been quiet in the news, hasn't it, for a while in regards to mass shootings, but we know that they happen all the time in America, and it's so tragic. It's just so sad. Obviously, there needs to be gun reform, but because you've got those nutbags, the RNA and all that kind of stuff, the rifle, the National NRA, the National Rifle Association, again, for entertainment purposes only, and the rabid kind of cray-cray in the GOP and the money and the funding, and they just won't, jumpy cards, they won't change these things. So let's just follow through with that. What the question was, do you see them locating him anytime soon? So let's ask the cards that. Will he be located anytime soon? Let's see. All right, let's bring the cards down and have a look-see. It's just tragic. It's just tragic. I mean, from what I understand, no one wants to take everyone's guns away from them completely, but surely, you know, sensible things like, do you have a mental health issue? You know, have you committed crimes? Have you had training? I do find it unusual that you can't drink in America, I think, until 2021. And until you're 21, isn't it? I think. But you can buy a gun, I think, at 16. Doesn't make any sense, does it? Anyway, correct me if I'm wrong, guys. Anyway, let's get into this. Will they find him? Let's have a little look. Oh, bloody hell, that shouldn't be there. Let's try again. As you know, I shuffle and I select with my eyes closed. All right. This is interesting. All right. Now, remember, the question was, will he be found? And it seems like there's going to be a yes on this one. I'd be surprised if he can be at large for much longer. Do they have a mug shot of the guy as well? Do they have like a picture of him? Anyway, it's an interesting card to get here, isn't it? This is the Nine of Pentacles, which deals with the hostess with the mostess. So this is talking about profits. This is talking about largesse. This is talking about financial security. Now, obviously, they said this guy's got some mental health issues. You know what I think? I think this is about the NRA. I think this is about the the National Rifle Association. I think what it is, because obviously, sadly, this is about the shooting. Yes, it's going to be talking about guns as well, more broadly. So here, it's about the money. Yeah, it's about the money. Here we see the Page of Cups, who I often refer to as stinky fish, which is an unpleasant message. So again, this is yet another unpleasant message in regards to what the funding of, guns, etc., and stuff like that. But is anyone paying attention? Now here, there is actually quite a positive card. We've got the Four of Wands, which can talk about reaching a landmark. It also has a lot to do with the White House and stuff, particularly when we're talking in regards to America. So I'm sure there's going to be more appeals to the White House legislation possibly being put forward to be passed at some point maybe not the House, because we know that they're Republican. They're not going to pass anything like that. But there is a sense of maybe passing a landmark or some kind. Maybe it's just to do with the sheer number of events and stuff that have been happening. However, here, interestingly, we get the Ten of Cups. Now, whenever I'm reading politically and stuff like that, the Ten of Cups talks about the GOP as well, or the false family, that kind of thing. So even though this is about him, it looks like it's really actually talking about the GOP when I see it all in all. So obviously everyone wants things to return back to a time when families were safe. But whenever we're talking in these political things, often this can mean the false family. This can also represent maybe the state of mind of the shooter as well, that might be trying to kind of create some kind of idealized view of America that doesn't exist. Because you got to remember as well, there are a lot of people that are proper rabid into the whole MAGA thing, and they see that movement as a kind of a restoration of America. But here in this context, it's like, maybe he sees this as a kind of correcting. I don't know anything about the shooting. I just know the little I've seen on the news, which was a headline, and what the person wrote in the questions. Here we have got the Seven of Pentacles, which is about pondering. It's about the harvest, the yield, your return on investment, the seeds that are sown and the fruit that comes thereof. So obviously with all of these guns, out there all the time, where the GOP with their fake family values wanting more and more people to have guns, what's going to happen? You're going to get more shootings. But also as well, talking about the psychology of the person, it's almost like this person is trying to, via this mass shooting, trying to restore America to an idealized vision of some kind. Yeah, it seems like to be a bit of a MAGA vision. Here are the NRA. They don't care about the money. They don't care how many unpleasant messages or truths come out about all of the guns and stuff like that. The White House or some element of security, like there needs to be legislation passed so people feel, of course, more safe. We want families to be safe as well, but some people have got this kind of maybe warped idea of the family, and this is a kind of a reaping of the inactions. However, overall, though, the cards are quite positive. So this says to me, in terms of will he be found, I think he will. But you never know. Someone like him, if he's mentally unstable, he might end up taking his own life or something like that. But there is something as well, he might be closer to home than people think. Yeah, because the Four of Pentacles does also as well deal with the home. And he might also be a prepper. as well. Yeah, preparation. This is about being secure, having everything that you need, and particularly as well with the yield for the harvest here. But it's certainly, I think the motivation is some ideal to bring America back to a notion and concept of what he thought it was. And that also applies to the GOP and the, you know, and all of these ideas that we see floating around at the moment. So I hope that answers your question. Thanks so much for that. And that was from Estelle. Let's cross that off there. All right, let's look. Let's see here. Let's look a bit at Israel and Gaza. Yeah, because I've got a question that's come in. I mean, it's just horror upon horror, isn't it? And you will remember when I made my predictions, you remember I said, like, I think it was March, April, I said, when Jupiter goes into sidereal Aries, we're going to deal with issues with heat, fire, water. So we've had fires and flooding. And I said, well, there could be more flare-ups in the world in regards to war and stuff like that. We had a coup in Niger. Other stuff has been kicking off around the world. And now, of course, we've got the Israel, whatever conflict. So obviously, Jupiter has blown everything up, but it's more than that. It's because Rahu is Gandanta at the moment. He is between Pisces and Aries, and Gandanta points are karmic knots, sometimes known as drowning, as a certain famous astrologer would say, and it's absolutely true. So everything is off the hook, cray right now. So let's look here. So this question has come in from Denise Ferguson. All right, so she says, Hogarth, I'm so concerned about Israel going in under the guise of self-defense and killing innocent Palestinians in Gaza with their ground strike. So from what I understand, I think they're amassing troops outside of Gaza, and I think they're sending specialist troops to go into all of the tunnels and all this stuff, because they've got over 300 miles worth of tunnels, Hamas. Over 300 miles worth. I was just learning the other day, apparently they've been using the aid money to dig under the ground rather than infrastructure, water. They've got 50 years of water or something. I was watching, I was watching Whimsy, who, of course, you know, is quite an authority on these things. And I've been listening to her show quite a lot, you know, to get sort of like the Jewish perspective argument for it. But she's also been very, very fair in her appraisals, I think. And of course, you know, there's victims on all sides here. It's all absolutely dreadful. So let's see, and so she's asking here, will Netanyahu ever be held accountable for his corruption and current crimes if he follows through with this attack? And then she says, I'm guessing asking what does, and of course, I printed out in a rush. So let's just answer that. Will Netanyahu ever be held accountable for his corruption and current crimes if he follows through with this attack? Now, let's put a bit of context here. Before the attack by Hamas, let's not forget, a certain Netanyahu was in a deep pickle, wasn't he? People were protesting, this, that, and the other. He's been having all of these court cases, of course, against him. He's been trying to change the judiciary, etc. And then, of course, the attack happened. And, of course, everyone has had to rally around. Yeah, everyone is having to rally around. I'm not going to go as far. Some people have said that he knew about this, etc. and stuff like that. I'm not going to go as far as that. I'm going to say I think it was a surprise, but I think there was incompetence involved, incompetence. And certain warning signs that were flagged up were not heeded. That's what it seems, but that's as far as I'll go with that. But of course, with the station being in a state of war, is anyone going to be talking about Netanyahu's court case and all that stuff? Probably not. However, apparently there is still critique within the country. So maybe when this settles down, there could be some accountability. But let's see what the cards have to say. Let's also see as well who's here. So Glenna Miles is here. Oh, saying great advice. Yeah, that was probably the thing I read out. It was pretty good advice, wasn't it? We've got Joan Baker who's saying here. Joan Baker saying hello to everyone. I think she said from sunny Florida. We've also got Rhonda Rue saying so good. Yeah, it was good advice there. Who else have we got? Christine Cassidy, T. Jones. Oh yeah, and then good afternoon from Canada. Pagan New Year coming soon. That's what someone says here as well, and many more. I'll have to scroll down. Quite a few of you are in. It's 282 of you now. Right. So let's pull on Netanyahu. What's his future? Let's see what Spirit has to say about him. Because I mean, God, honestly, do you remember I said him and Trump could sell lives to cats? Those two. Let me tell you. It's quite similar characters in a way, And obviously Duck L'Orange is, or Crispy Duck L'Orange. It's having a tough time of it. Everyone's confessing. Yeah, everyone's confessing their guilt. Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. Let's look back at Netanyahu. All right, what's going on? What's going on with his energy? Oh God, better get the cards. There we are. That shouldn't be in there. Gotta do this in a rush. Sorry. One more. Right, Netanyahu. Let's see what the cards have to say here. Well, how interesting. All right. Let's have a look-see here. Netanyahu. Burdensome times. Oh, goodness. His workload is almost overwhelming. Of course, you know, there was all the stuff with the court cases and stuff like that. This is the 10 of Wands. But also as well, he's having to deal with what? This situation now with what's happened in Gaza. So this is a lot of work. But you can see here in this card, the man is carrying those wands inefficiently. If he bound them up and put them on his shoulder, it would be easier. So this suggests as well there's a tremendous amount of work here going on. So much that has to be done. Obviously, there is a full war going on right now, and he's obviously coordinating. I think it's a mixed government now, isn't it? It's a mixed government, but it's a lot of work, a tremendous amount of work. Look what's turned up in the obstacle position, the 6 of Pentacles. So this deals with funding, sharing money, etc., stuff like that. There may be an issue with funding going forward, because in a way, doesn't this make sense? Because there is a new House Speaker, we'll be getting on to him in a minute, and apparently they say he's like a Jim Jordan but without all of the drama. So as we know, the GOP in general, they're not wanting to fund Ukraine or foreign wars and stuff like that. Whatever a person's politics is, it's up to them. But that's their current stance, isn't it? And this card, which deals with donations, money changing hands, has turned up in the obstacle position. So there may be an issue where he may not get as much funding or financial support for this war, yeah, because we're asking about Netanyahu, his political future. So I just have to say what I see. Also, as well, there's going to be issues in regards to aid, getting money to those people that most need it. So this can also talk as well about the people of Gaza. Yeah, I mean, they're having a dreadful time. Everyone is. If we look here, though, look, the card of walking away, the 8 of Cups. So maybe when this is over, this might be when the full critiques start to come in. Of course, any nation that's at war, they're gonna rally round. Yeah, that's what happens. You know, when you're under attack, a nation will always rally round. But look, there is this element here of walking away. So maybe after a certain period of time, Netanyahu might have to exit stage left. If we look here, look, it's about the money again. It's all, whenever we talk about these politicians, it's always about money. But this card is also about show, and it's about status as well. As you can see, the card here, the person here is obviously displaying their wealth. They've got the pentacles, they've got the grapes, they've got the house, they've even got the falcon there as well. But remember too as well, the shadow connotation of this card can also refer to prostitution as well, or morally ambiguous, dodgy behavior. Yeah, we can put it that way. We can put it there. So there is an element here of self-interest and even vanity with this card. It can be quite a vain card as well. And then for the outcome, look, we have the high priestess. So that means there's machinations, things going on that we can't see yet or understand, subplots, intrigues, etc. When you're reading for normal people, this means a person's becoming more spiritual in their life. They're going within, yeah, trying to turn over a new leaf. However, we know that Netanyahu's got more lives than a cat. Yeah. So here he's going to try and have to spin things. There's still some intrigues. Maybe something emerges later on at a time in the future which causes him to walk away, which is in the middle of the reading. So I think he's all right for now, but things will transpire which could change the situation for Netanyahu. Let's see who's here. Verdicum. I think that's how you say that. Thank you for joining me. Here we are. We've got Celtic Tarot Sheila. So nice to see you. Thank you. I better report that the NRA is losing donations bigly. Well, we'll have to see. We'll have to see. There's a lot of stubborn people out there. Angela Locke is here saying sorry that that she was late. Well, I was late. Well, I got the time wrong. Let's see who else is here as well. Love the fry up, Hogarth. Thank you so much. Deborah Rose. Oh, great picture of a cat there. Right. Are we ready to move on to the next thing? So let's see here. That was Netanyahu. Let's cross this off. 1 minute. Where's that? Oh, there we are. Let's go to the next one. Let's see here. Oh, we're going to go to Canada. We're going to go to Canada again. Now, this is an interesting one. Now, I want to actually say a thank you to the Canadians that reached out. Nice Canadians that said, we don't all send nasty emails. Yeah. And, because, there has been a little bit of that, but thankfully it seems to have piped down now. And what I want to say to people is the questions are the show. Yeah, the questions are the show. Yeah, sometimes I put some of my own questions there, but 85% of the show, and obviously tonight, 100% of the show is your questions. So when some, Canadians take beef, it's coming from your own countrymen, and I'm just reading on it. I'm not pretending that I'm an expert or whatever. I just take the question, and my job is to read. That's all my job is to do. And then, of course, I can flip, sprinkle in my own opinions, on things once the reading is done. But that's my job. It's just to read the cards, yeah, and just take the question. So TC, BC, TMQ, I think that's their name. Well, their profile name has asked this question. Now, this is interesting. Will Danielle Smith pass the APP bill in the province of Alberta? So you've got, this is totally cold read. I've got no idea what this is about. Alberta, Canada. So I understand Alberta, Canada is a bit more conservative, isn't it? It's it's a bit more conservative leaning. She wants to take the pension of Albertans out of the Canada pension plan. Oh, God. And create an internal provincial Alberta pension plan. Many see this as a way to create her own slush fund. She is a monster. And then it goes on to say, she said, oh, and then I missed the printout. But I think what I remember her asking is will she be successful in this? What will happen? God. That's it. I remember the question said that she was a fan of Ron DeSantis. And we know, I call him flat tire Trump. One of the most talentless politicians I've ever seen. At least Trump's got some pizzazz. Do you know what I mean? I'll give him that. Right, let's see what's going on with Danielle Smith. Danielle Smith, will she succeed in moving around the pensions of Alberta? Let's have a look. Will she succeed? If we get aces, then that might be a yes. If we get things like, I don't know, like cards in a moving forward card, but in the obstacle position, that would suggest a no. 8 of cups, 4 of cups, stuff like that. Let's see, will she succeed? Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Ah, I was thinking about that. Ah, look, 4 of cups. What did I tell you? Tower. Oh, Wheel of Fortune. Wow. Okay. So funny because I was thinking of the 6 of Swords, actually. I didn't articulate it. But anyway, so here we are. 6 of Swords, which means what? Moving on, yeah? Moving on in some kind of way, moving for smoother waters. But for who? Is this for the electorate? Or is this for her? Yeah, we have to look at in the next card, the obstacle position. So here we've got the 4 of cups, as I anticipated something like that would come out. And that's not liking the options on the table. So I think this is referring to the electorate. Yeah, the electorate might be like, not sure about this. Yeah, this is what could be her obstacle. But look, in the middle, we've got the Tower. Yeah. So there is obviously a shocking event, something surprising. This may be not necessarily boding well. It could be the case that once people analyze and examine the prospect more, they may decide that they don't like it. Yeah. Or it passes and it's a complete shock to everyone. I hope it's not that. But if we look here, the Wheel of Fortune is involved. So there is an element of fate and destiny here. It's almost like certain things are out of her hands because obviously she's made this statement. And then the outcome card here is the King of Pentacles. So again, this talks about money, finances. This can also talk about male. This can talk about patriarchs. This can talk as well about big business. So maybe what I suspect is she's probably getting support from people in big business. And she's obviously going to get a cut, isn't she? If they're saying it might potentially go to her slush fund, look, she's in it for the money. That's her prize. She's looking at the money. And there are other people as well that are invested in this as well that are also looking to kind of make some money out of it as well. So this, to me, it looks like this is a lot to do with money, but there is a shocking element or a surprising element. What I hope is, again, I don't have an opinion on this, but what I would say is I hope that this thing gets shot down because it doesn't seem to be the right kind of way for Alberta to go. But the shock could be that maybe some people, if they're not correctly informed, may vote for it. And that could be the shock because you see here, they're not sure. They're not liking what's being offered. So this is maybe her offering stuff up and the electorate not liking it. You know, there could be an element there, or there could be an element of confusion, or maybe not paying attention to something obvious. So there might be some people that may not understand the ramifications of this policy. So I want to say overall, no. However, there could be a shock where you might get some people that have maybe not been paying attention that allow this thing to get passed. Yeah, so sorry, I couldn't be a bit more clearer than that. But either way, there's something shocking going on there. All right. So there's that one there. Who else is in the house with me? You know, I'm exhausted today. I've been so busy. But let's just see here. Oh, so Lucy Claire says, David at Tarot by the Bay also read on Maine Killer and also got so many pentacles. Wow. Yeah, it's because of the National Rifle Association. Unfortunately, it's all about money. That's why they want to keep it going. The more people feel afraid, the more people feel they need protection, the more guns they're going to buy. It's just terrible. It's just cynical exploitation. Let's see here. Who else is... let's see. Turned around. Oh, the Kraken. What's saying here? The Kraken turned around and rebutted some of her testimony, and some are saying she was coerced. The court is threatening to take her deal away. Oh, The Kraken. So that means Sidney Powell turned around and rebutted some of her testimony, and some are saying she was coerced. The court is threatening to take her deal away. Oh, Sidney Powell, you are a muppet if you change your plea. They're going to throw the book at you, honey, and you're going to get 20 years in jail. Of course she's being coerced, yeah, because think of how much dark money is behind the big lie. Think how many people stand to lose a lot when more and more it sinks in that they've been lying about the whole thing. Why else would they? You know, they've confessed to it. So obviously there's been pressure. Yeah, there has been pressure put on her, and they've probably upped her money, and they said, listen, love, you know, if you go in, you might only get a few years and you'll come out a multi-millionaire or whatever. But that's corruption for you folks. Wow. Anyway, but of course I can't verify that. That's just something I've just read from the comments. Let me know when you guys see the video if that can be corroborated, and I'm sure it can be. Okay, let's go on to, let's talk about, we're going to look at Duck Orange, probably at the end. But Julie Gulev, hi there, Julie, is asking about the eclipses. So she said, once these eclipses have passed, will the energies lift and clear space for some forward progress? The world seems to be stuck in mayhem and chaos. There must be a clear path soon, or still buckle up for a rough ride. Well, let's not forget, in 2 days' time, the lunar eclipse is happening, guys, in sidereal Aries. Aries is also the sign of war. What's going on in the Middle East right now? Remember, too, I said as well that the eclipse, the lunar eclipse, will be happening on Biden's moon in his 6th house of health as well. So we need to keep our eyes peeled on that one. But the 6th house also deals with what? Battles, fight, war, conflict. Look what's going on in the Middle East. Something could come to a head. But in general, once the eclipses have passed, will the energies lift and clear? Let's see. Now, the nodes of the moon, everyone, are going to change signs on the 29th of November, 2023. Yeah, remember in Western astrology, the nodes are actually further back, ironically, because they move backwards, but they're ahead. So their nodes are back. Yeah, but really the nodes are going to change signs on November 29th. So let's just pull some cards about that nodal change and what it could bring. If it's going to be nice, we want to see calm cards, don't we? We want to see things like temperance and Ace of Pentacles and sweet cards. If we see, I don't know, things like the Knight of Swords, that would suggest more conflict and stuff going on. So let's have a look. Let's see what the nodes are going to bring when they change in a few weeks. All right. Wow. Okay. Look at this. Judgment. God. The nodes are going to bring judgment, yeah? Judgment to the whole bloody world by the looks of this, yeah? So really, this is what? A wake-up call for everyone. The nodes, when they change, are going to bring a huge wake-up call for everyone. Lots more stuff is going to come out, folks, not only around the case and Trump, but about a lot of other things, which I've been hinting at for a long time. But there it is. You can see this is what the reading is about. This is literally like the raising up of the dead, quite literally, or just things being examined, particularly in regards to kind of death and stuff like that. And also this is a card of regeneration and rebirth as well. It's a mea culpa. It can be a big disclosure as well, or turning over a new leaf. So the nodes of the moon are going to lead to big disclosures happening in the world. Many people are going to learn a lot more stuff, because here you see Archangel Michael here with his bugle, yeah, which is to wake everyone up. So big changes coming. if we look here, which is turning up in the obstacle position, there are still going to people that are going to try and serenade with their false narratives. Yeah, look, this is the Knight of Cups. In the positive sense, it can deal with romance and all these different things. But look, it's in the obstacle position. So it means people are still going to be peddling lies of all kinds. Like I said, Duck L'Orange is going to keep on grifting, you know, until the end. Like I said, his gift is grift. Remember that. It is extraordinary. It's just the times we live in, but it isn't just him, it's other people. There's going to be lots of messages that may be changing. Narratives have changed, but they're going to change even more once more revelations come out. So hold on to your panties, folks. We're not done yet. Some of us are going to be feeling embattled, embattled about things. This is about, look here, the Seven of Wands, taking a position, taking a stance. This would suggest, yes, we probably are going to continue with conflicts in the world for now. Yeah, everyone is going to feel like they're in a kind of a battle in a way against multiple forces at the same time. There will still be scheming, machinations, and hidden agendas going on. Yeah, look, you can see, I just have to read the card. It is the High Priestess. But the positives of this card, as well as more people becoming much more spiritually awakened. As they become more and more disillusioned with the world, with the realities of the world, people will have to go within. They're going to have to look more to things like, you know, Vedic astrology. They're going to look more to tarot. They're going to look more to spirituality, intuition, psychic phenomena. Yeah. But also as well, finding new routes and pathways to knowledge. Yeah. Because here you see here she's holding the Torah, which of course is the book of light, the book of knowledge. So people are going to be looking to find and establish their own facts and knowledge because they realize they can't trust anymore the messaging that they're getting from a lot of places. It really is the case. Look, I'm a YouTuber, as you know, and let me tell you, irrespective of what media you prefer to watch, they're always pushing a narrative. It's always constructed for a certain audience, you know, which makes sense, you know, but there's been a bit too much of that going on. Anyway, if we look here, we have got what's this? The Two of Wands, which is about making plans. Yeah, making plans, waiting for the ship to come in and stuff like that. And this can also refer to the global economy. So there's going to be changes in the global economy as well. The way things usually happened and were will not necessarily be the same. Yeah, otherwise we wouldn't be getting the wake-up call. So this suggests to me there's going to be changes in the global economy going forward. This is what the nodes are going to bring. The energy has already begun, but really from the 29th of November, it becomes official because that's when the nodes actually change sign. Rahu will be in sidereal Pisces. Ketu will be in sidereal Virgo. Virgo deals with what? Health and healing, things to do with medicines, etc., stuff like that. Pisces is all about what? Water, spirituality, intuition. So we might have a lot of news as well, wake-up calls about the sea. Hopefully it's something positive where the seas can be fixed. But I'm going to say it's still going to be choppy for now, Julie. Yeah. All right, let's see here. Now, Nicola McClafferty has asked, now this is a Duck L'Orange one, and let's see what's after this. Oh, and then we've got to talk about Mike Johnson. Yeah, Mike Johnson. All right, so Nicola asks, will Cohen's evidence be enough for Rumpy Duck to lose his businesses? We'll have to see. But before I answer that, let's take a look in the comments and see who's here. So we've got Purple. How do I say that? Love this deck, Koki. Purple Algeria. Sorry, I've murdered that. I'm a bit tired. Oh, someone's asking here. So concerned for the animals and those that care for them in Gaza, Ukraine, yeah, the world at large. Pisces deals a lot with animals, by the way, MLR. So things to do with animal welfare will become more prominent, Someone's asking here, please read on Rebecca Balint, Virginia Democrat, putting forth a motion to censure Marjorie Taylor Greene for hateful conspiratorial rhetoric. Will she be successful? Oh, all right, let's do a quick pull on that. And then we'll do some Duck L'Orange. And then we'll read on the GOP in the House. God, what a bunch of baboons, eh? They're baboons, literally, with their bright red behinds out for the whole world to see. Anyway, sorry, what was that question then? Let me just get it back up again. I've already forgotten it. Rebecca Balint, Virginia Democrat, putting forth a motion to censure MTG for hateful conspiratorial rhetoric. Will she be successful? Okay, let's look at that. Will she be successful? Let's see what the cards have to say. Hope you're enjoying the show, folks. Please don't forget as well to like and subscribe and share and all that stuff. It really helps the channel. All right, let's have a look-see. Wagwan. She succeed. Let's have a look. So we want to see aces, maybe 10 of cups or 9 of cups, which is a satisfaction. Forgive me for moving the camera so much. Oh, well, look at that. You see, I shuffle the cards. You see how many cards come back. All right, here we go. The first card that comes out is the poverty card. Yeah, but for whom? Let's just scratch my eyebrow. But for whom? Yeah, so obviously she's bringing this case. So what that says immediately to me is like, might be dicey. I'm not sure she will succeed. Why? Because MTG, or Marjorie Taylor Greene, and as we know, my nickname for her is what? Leaky douchebag, blowhard. Yeah. She's very well funded, very well supported. So she might have a good go of it. But considering this is the first card out, my instinct is that it's going to be difficult for her to get this stuff to stick, because obviously the GOP are completely and totally corrupt. She brings in a lot of funding and all that stuff. So they're obviously going to defend her, aren't they? So first card is looking ominous. If we look here, the next card that comes out is the World card, ending and beginnings, beginnings and endings. Now, this is really interesting. So this has come in the obstacle position. So this could suggest, with this person trying to bring an end to MTG, again, will it work out? We'll have to see. But either way, there is a completing of a cycle. So what this suggests to me is, although her prospects aren't, in terms of getting MTG censored, aren't looking so great. However, this might be the beginning of the end of something. Maybe that kind of gloss or that protection she's had for a while might start to crack. We'll have to see. If we look in the middle, this person is certainly going to go for it. What's her name again? Joyce, because obviously she's in a comment. So her name is Rebecca Balint. So this could be Rebecca trying to bring forth her case. Yeah, here we are. We've got the this is the Knight of Wands, of course, which is rearing up, energetic, enthusiastic, ready to go. Either way, she's got a lot of passion. One of the things I think she's going to be bringing to people's attention in regards to as well with MTG is the money that changed hands, of course, to help fund, of course, the insurrection, etc., all of that stuff. Now, what we need to remember is that, you know, many people now have confessed. I think there's 4 people who have confessed to their role in the conspiracy. Yeah, so maybe what this person is trying to do, what Balint is trying to do, is show that maybe Marjorie Taylor Greene was involved in the money changing hands. Yeah, because some people had to be bussed in and all this kind of stuff. If we look here, the outcome card for her, though, is, look, the 10 of Wands, which comes back in. So burdensome work. She may try, but it's going to be difficult to get rid of Marjorie Taylor Greene because there's a lot going on in the world right now. She's obviously quite cunning. Yeah. And the thing is, she has a lot of support, a lot of backers. There are a lot of people that are protecting Marjorie Taylor Greene because, of course, she's helping to set or create the kind of weather, do you know what I mean, for the GOP, even though she says utterly outrageous things. You remember the Jewish space lasers and this, that, and the other, and chasing people down the street that were, you know, survivors of, you know, mass shootings at schools and that stuff. You know, we know she's a piece of work. But in terms of, for her, this Balint character, I think it's going to be a challenge And MTG will probably fight to live, will live to fight another day. But you never know. I could be wrong, but that's what it's looking like here. All right. Now let's see. Oh, the time is going. So let's do a bit of Duck L'Orange. Duck L'Orange. Ooh, na, na, na. My goodness. It's all starting to go pear-shaped. Just like I said, didn't I? I said people will start turning on him. His friends won't be able to support him anymore. They're still going to try, but it won't hold. And I think he's been fined recently as well, hasn't he, for breaking his orders and all of this kind of stuff. So Nicola McClafferty's question, will Cohen's evidence be enough for Rumpy Duck to lose his businesses? Yeah, Crispy Duck L'Orange. Let's see what shows up. If he gets things like the Tower and the 8 of Swords and the 9 of Swords and all of those worry cards will probably be the case. Let's see. If he gets the 6 of Swords, he might be able to scoot away with a bit more property than he thought. Let's have a look. Duck L'Orange. Crispy Duck L'Orange. New York. Will Cohen's statement separate him from his wealth and property? Let's have a look. Well, how interesting. Look at that. I'm not sure. Here. Oh, we've got 400 of you now. Thank you so much for joining me. Look at this. So look, this is the King of Swords, as you can see, which can often refer to what? Judges, legalities and stuff like that. So we know Duck L'Orange has been in trouble with judges, etc., and all this kind of stuff. About what? About his deals, yeah, the deals, the sweetheart deals that he's made over the years, all of the dodge, valuing things up, valuing things down. But this is also talking about what? His co-conspirators, you know, his family and all that stuff. But this has turned up in the obstacle position, yeah? So that means that's maybe a bit more difficult for Trump because that's what's being scrutinized. Here we've got the King of Cups. So this could be a bit of Joe Biden action here, who's purveying from on high. So we'll have to see about that. But this is also talking about an emotional man as well, an intuitive man, a creative man, an artistic man, not necessarily Trump, but I think this is also another judge. So we see here 2 male judges, yeah, already. If we look here, look, here's Duck L'Orange. How often do I also get the star for him? Yeah, because the star normally talks about resuscitation, rejuvenation after tests, trials, and tribulations. But the shadow of this card can also refer to the narcissist, as you've heard me say before. So this is Duck L'Orange here. Yeah. So what's happening to the narcissist? What's the outcome? We get the 6 of Pentacles. Now, if we look here, look what it shows. It shows a wealthy person giving money to people that are poor. So given that there are 2 male judges here, so obviously one's going to be probably Jack Smith and the other one is probably the current judge now. This is the outcome card for who? Duck L'Orange, yeah? The star. So here it's like, the way I see it is, I think his means will be much reduced because obviously he's not going to be the one dishing out the money. This could be literally the state or the law dividing up his assets and then giving him the crumbs after everything's been divided. Could be that. Either way, someone is begging in this card. Someone is impoverished and poor. What this could also be, though, as well, this could be also be Duck L'Orange, what? Asking for what? His fundraising, which is what he always does. But maybe the funds, maybe the donations are going to go down. We'll have to see. But the way I'm going to look at it is this. I don't think he's going to lose absolutely everything, but his means may be severely reduced. He's certainly not going to be a billionaire after this. Look, I've always said he never was a billionaire. I don't think he ever was. I think he's been a multi-millionaire, of course. And there may have been time where he touched $1 billion, maybe in the back end of the 90s or something like that. But he's been bankrupt 6 times and stuff like that. So I think after this, his assets will be divided. He may be able to keep 1 or 2, but it's not nearly going to be the same amount of money that he's used to, because obviously I have to read the cards, and that's what the 6 of Pentacles would suggest for an outcome. All right, the time has gone so quickly. Let's read on this new Mike Johnson. Yeah, Mike Johnson. Now, a few Hogarths ago, do you remember I was in Puerto Rico absolutely sweating my you-know-what's off and just melting on the camera? It was just Lady G and I. Now, we read cards on, oh God, his name's just gone out of my head. I'm so tired. Hakeem, yeah, Hakeem Jeffries. Now we're saying, look, obviously he won't get it, but his cards were good. Yeah, good cards. Yeah, so that probably bodes well for him. Then there was someone else who who mentioned in the question. We didn't even know who it was. I don't even think that person was in the running, but they got the better cards than Jim Jordan. We said Jim Jordan wouldn't get it, so that was definitely correct. So let's pull cards now. So this is coming from Denise Ferguson. Hogarth, Mike Johnson, the right arm of Trump and an election denier, was elected Speaker of the House by the Republicans. Do you think his position as Speaker will be a lengthy one or brief, causing chaos in the House again? Well, let's see. And the GOP, what they are doing to their own country is just astonishing. The fact that America has gone without a speaker for this long. And remember as well, there's going to be the continued drama and hoopla and hootenanny of raising the debt ceiling again. Seems to happen several times a year. It's ridiculous. Oh, good donation came in. Oh, no. There 1 second, let me go back to where I was. All right, so will he stick around or will he be a fly-by-night like some of the others? Let's see what the cards have to say. I hope you've been enjoying the show, folks. I hope you've been finding it interessante. Let's have a look. And then I'm going to get Shakespeare's opinion as well on this Mike Johnson guy. Let's see. Is he going to stick around or is it going to be more douchebaggery? Will the baboons in the circus continue to do their shenanigans? Let's have a look. Oh, well, huh? How interesting. All right, this is what I'm getting. He's hardcore, yeah. He's gonna rush forward with what the agendas of Duck L'Orange, of course, yeah. He's, you know, he's someone that has supported Trump, etc., and all that stuff. But here we can see the Knight of Swords deals with what? Going forward with aggression. This can also be the impulsive card. This is a very warlike card. So whatever his exterior is, his internal side is aggressive. Yeah, he's going to do some aggressive moves. However, the obstacle position is the Four of Pentacles. Now, the Four of Pentacles is about what? You know, conservative, but conserving your resources, not splashing out too much and all of this kind of stuff. So it's like he has to be careful of how much support he has. But also as well, look, in regards to money and funding. You know what this is? This is what? The war in Ukraine and Palestine. He's going to try and do what? Hold back the money. Look, it's just come to me. Yeah, look, war, holding back the money. As speaker, that's one of the things he's going to try and do. He is shrewd and canny and resourceful. So this is someone who, of course, no one was talking about, and he's managed to become the speaker, which is the third in line to the you-know-what, the presidency. So this is a shrewd, cunning character, not to be underestimated, folks. Yeah, quite a lot of them are stupid, but not this one. Here, look, there's a sword of truth here as well that comes out. Sword of truth that comes out here. And there is an element here of revelation, truth of some kind, something being revealed, but in regards to what? we look, the outcome card is the Hierophant, which of course deals with the government and stuff like that. So what I would say is this: he may be not quite as crazy as the rest of the GOP, and I think he wants to stick around, yeah, because he's got the government card here, the Hierophant. There may be some element of truth that he may speak about. However, his agenda is about taking Trump's agenda forward. And he's going to be conservative. He's going to ask for a lot of cuts, guys. Cuts to everything. You know how they're obsessed with cutting Medicaid, Medicare, blah, blah, blah. I wish I could be more positive, of course, in my prognosis. But as you know, guys, I don't have an agenda. I just read the cards. I just read. So here we can see this aggressiveness going forward. Yeah, in some bombastic kind of way. In terms of what? Holding money back. So that means, like I said, Ukraine probably want to cut the funding there. The Hamas Israel conflict, probably wanting to cut that. Also as well, probably wanting to cut things domestically as well. He's been brought in to bring in lots of cuts. Very canny. May come up with the odd truth here and there, or maybe people will just see the reality of what he is, but he wants to stick around in the government. So my bet is that now that he's got the job, he probably wants to stick to it. And let's see what Shakespeare thinks of Mike Johnson. We don't really know him, so maybe it's slightly unfair for me to ask, but let's just see what the bard has to say about Mike Johnson. He could say something very cunning. Let's see. Oh, this is really interesting. This is really interesting. The first one is very harsh. Yeah. So this is what the bard has to say. It says, bastard begot, bastard instructed, bastard in mind, in everything illegitimate. Oh, what a slap. And that's from Troilus and Cressida. However, the next page, so yeah, for entertainment purposes only, he could be those things. He's really anti everything, this guy. Apparently he's really dodgy. Anyway, but listen to this. His humor is lofty, his discourse peremptory, his tongue filed, his eye ambitious, his gait majestical, and his general behavior vain, ridiculous, and thrasonical. I don't know what that means. He's too picked, too spruce, too affected, too odd, as it were, too peregrinate, as I may call it. So what this shows is, what that says to me is, with all of that, yeah, here's those things from page 1, but it's veiled. It's an act. Yeah. Maybe he is, you know, bastard begot and all of this kind of stuff, but it is veiled by other things. This is a person that can come out with different ways to establish arguments and stuff. So particularly as well with that, remember as well, that 9 of Wands, this guy is cunning, exceedingly cunning. So I will leave it there. Thanks to everyone for joining me, because look, the hour has gone already and I need to get some sleep. I'm so wired after these shows. Over 400 of you have joined me live in the end, 440 of you. So I want to thank you again for all of the support. It really does help the channel. Thank you everyone for joining me. So many of you in the chat. Merch, it was great to see you. Mwah! Big love. We've known each other for ages. What is it? 30? No, how many years? Was it 35 years now or something like that? Yeah, can you imagine? We've known each other since primary school. So I will leave it there. Look, there's many more of you in the chat. If I read you all out, that's going to add even more to the show. Oh, look, someone's saying here, he's worse than McCarthy. Oh, well, the Shakespeare seems to back that up, and those cards. Very cunning, this one. Is a piece of work. Piece of work. You've got to watch out for that one. And you can see he wants to cut. However, someone's saying he never disclosed his finances when became president. Yeah. Anyway, we will have to see. But remember, thoughts and prayers as well to this most recent incidents. It's so terrible. But yes, we're going through the dark night of the soul, everyone, but there are glimmers of hope. Justice is coming. And also as well, the Tories in the UK have been getting an absolute kicking. So for all of their craziness. So I'm going to leave it there. Otherwise, I'll be wittering on forever. Thank you so much, everyone. And of course, I'll see you all soon on Hogarly as well. I might be in fancy dress. Just so you know, get yourselves ready because I'm literally going to be coming from a Halloween party on that night. So I could be in fancy dress. I won't tell you who, but it's stellar. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there for now. Goodbye. And of course, if you'd like a consultation with me or anything like that, visit my website, which will be in the video description. All right. Big love, everyone. And bye for now. Cheers.